At night, a window can look like a second moon, hanging quietly inside the wall of a room. You stand indoors, safe from weather, yet your eyes still travel toward the wet streetlight outside. The curtain moves a little, and the room seems to breathe through something it has not opened. Even the plant leans toward the glass, as if it knows where the larger world begins. Maybe a window is not just decoration. Maybe it is the wall admitting that shelter is not enough. In the morning, light arrives before messages, before work, before the day has been named. In offices, people often turn from bright screens toward a narrower, softer brightness behind glass. On trains, faces appear in windows while tunnels and cities slide past like borrowed weather. Apartment towers are full of small rectangles, each holding a different piece of controlled sky. A hand adjusts the blinds, deciding how much world the room is allowed to receive. A room without a window can be safe, warm, and complete, yet still feels strangely sealed. Open the curtain and nothing useful may happen, but the room suddenly has a distance. Long before glass, shelter already had edges where protected bodies could look outward. A cave mouth was not just an entrance, it was a line between firelight and horizon. Courtyards placed sky inside the home, giving walls a center that still belonged to weather. In old atriums, rain and daylight could enter without making the house surrender its shelter. In hot landscapes, small openings balanced privacy, shade, air, and the need to know the outside. A mountain hut window was not romantic first. It could show weather, danger, distance, and return. Behind shutters, a street could be watched without stepping fully into its noise and risk. The protected body still wanted information: sky color, movement, horizon, the mood of the day. Across time, the opening kept changing shape, but the old question remained nearly the same. How can a human be inside and still not be cut off from the world? A wall protects by refusing the outside, a window protects by negotiating with it. The hand that opens a shutter performs a small ancient gesture of trust. And the modern window inherits that gesture, even when it appears ordinary and silent. Part of the answer may live in attention, what the mind does after too much closeness. Directed focus can make the world feel flat, especially when every surface is near and hard. Daylight crosses a floor slowly, turning a room into a clock the body can feel. Light is one of the major cues by which bodies orient themselves to day and night. Researchers have suggested that natural views can support softer attention after mental effort. Not as a cure, not as magic, but as a different kind of looking. A tree outside glass asks less from the mind than a task, a notification, or a deadline. A window also restores distance. The eyes can leave the desk and travel past the wall. Morning, noon, dusk, the sky changes without asking the room to explain itself. This is why a modest view can matter. It gives the interior a living edge. Rain on glass can hold attention gently without demanding a decision or performance. For a moment, the window competes with the phone by offering a slower kind of world. The color outside changes and the sealed room remembers that time is still moving. History turned this need into architecture. Openings, shutters, glass, courtyards, balconies, panes. As cities grew upward, the horizon became thinner, sometimes reduced to a slice between buildings. Factory and office windows measured daylight for work, but also preserved a view beyond work. The apartment compressed landscape into a rectangle small enough to fit above a radiator. Curtains made the negotiation private. See out, hide in, invite light, refuse exposure. Glass performed a strange miracle. It separated the body from weather while keeping vision alive. The plant on the sill became a tiny garden for rooms that had lost the ground. Streetlights made artificial moons, giving city windows a second night sky of human invention. High-rises stacked thousands of views, each one a small agreement between solitude and the city. A courtyard, a balcony, a window, each is a different treaty with the outside. Even wiping fog from glass can feel like recovering the world from your own breath. At night, lit windows become constellations made not of stars, but of enclosed lives. This is where the mystery becomes personal. We look out even when there is nothing to do. The view makes a small room feel larger because the mind can travel where the body cannot. In reflection, the window overlays us with clouds, buildings, branches, and passing light. Close the curtain and the room does not change size, but emotionally it may shrink. Opening it can become a daily ritual of returning to a world we never fully left. The plant's shadow on the wall is a small memory of forests, gardens, and open air. A rainy window can make loneliness less sealed because weather is happening to everyone outside. During a work break, a strip of sky can feel like a permission to become human again. A bird crossing the frame reminds us that movement exists beyond schedules and rooms. Even the streetlight can become company, a quiet witness on the other side of glass. When we turn away, the window still leaves its glow behind, like an unfinished thought. Inside and outside are not opposites here, they overlap in the thin surface of glass. A wall with a square of sky is a paradox we have learned to live inside. Perhaps the body recognizes horizons before language explains why they matter. A window is neither escape nor prison, it is a controlled vulnerability. The ancient open landscape and the modern framed view may be distant relatives. The person at the window is not only lonely, they are a creature standing at a threshold. Plant, curtain, sky, and streetlight form one quiet sentence. You are inside, but not alone. Pull back and the room becomes one small cell in a city full of glowing thresholds. The first window returns, pale and moon-like, still asking the same quiet question. The person steps back, but the light remains on the floor, holding the place open. The curtain rests half open, because the answer was never to abandon shelter completely. The plant keeps the last light, patient as the sky darkens behind the glass. A window is not decoration, it is a treaty between the sheltered body and the outside world. It is the wall we put a sky inside.